Welcome back, everyone, to Aces 53 with Ed and I. So Aces 53 is something Ed ran across in college. It's attitude, commitment, enthusiasm, and smile. We are here on Tuesdays with just Ed and I, but today is a Thursday. So what does that mean? It means that we have a joker who is a special guest, someone we bring on who has knowledge, skill, information to share with you just to help you get that much better. So Ed, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Should I go by Ted today?
You should go by Ted in honor of the Joker. Yes, you should.
I mean, we had him on before, and I wasn't even on, and he kept saying Ted was going to be in the room.
Yeah. So, well, he thought you were so important you needed more than 2 letters in your name. What can I say?
I have more than 2 letters in my name. I actually have 5 letters in my name.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Theodore?
Edward.
Oh, Edward.
Theodore.
Theodore would be way more, but I just went with it. Since you're
Ted. Real quick today, aren't you?
Well, no, since you were Ted and not Ed. So
gotcha.
Anyway, with that being said, let's add in the Joker.
It's called branding, according to the sales genius.
Yeah,
that's true.
So. Look, and the Joker works because I have a Joker coin that I carry with me everywhere,
and a helmet, right?
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. My motorcycle is Joker RT, and then my helmet is all done as Joker as well. Yep.
Yes. So for anybody who has not watched the past recording and seen Joe Ingram before, met Joe 5 years ago in a mastermind. And Joe is fantastic about reaching out and developing relationships with everyone within the mastermind. So he keeps in constant contact. He's constantly sliding into people's DMs. So I'll bring up somebody that's from a different event. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm already talking to him. And so in addition to meeting originally in the mastermind, he's become associated with other events that he's shown up at. Reconnected with people. What were we out in LA last year that you came out?
Yes.
So you and I, what's funny is, here's a funny story. First time I ever met Joe, we shared a hotel room.
He's not lying.
Yeah.
That was the first. Hi, I'm actually the real live person, Joe, and you are Brian. Yes, I'll be crashing here for the weekend.
That's right. So we were going to a live event, Bradley's, out in Vegas, and we had been on the same mastermind group. So over Zoom, got to know Joe really well. And then that was the time that got to meet up with Joe, Janine, and everyone. It was a fantastic event. So, and right after that,
still talk after that.
Ed.
Yeah. We don't make direct eye contact anymore, Ed, but we do still talk.
You're not hanging out in the same room.
Exactly.
Now we just FaceTime each other from separate hotel rooms.
Right.
Okay.
In all seriousness, the reason why I brought on
all seriousness,
we can't do all seriousness if I'm the Joker. Come on.
Well, the Joker is that unique ability. It has nothing to do about being funny.
Yeah.
But a funny with what it does, my unique ability is to be funny.
That's true. What is that? What is it you say? You're the edutainer. What is it that you have?
Edutainment. Yep.
Edutainment. Yes.
Yep.
Because Joe likes the jokes and the memes. If you become friends with Joe, just know you're going to get about 85,000 memes a day. And not just from text. You get them from multiple platforms. So he's cross-pollinating. So you get some through Instagram, you get some through text, you get some through Facebook Messenger. He's really making sure he's on all platforms at one time. But I don't know if he does much beyond posting memes at the same time. So
correct.
That means I'm not a friend of his. He's probably sending it to Ted. He's probably sending it to Ted. That's why.
Well, the funny thing is, I'll go take one of the ones and go to forward it to somebody else that we met in that mastermind, and I see that they've already got it. I'm like, damn it, they sent it to me too. So that means they sent it to me and Joe at the same time. But
it's worse than that. I'm in my Rotary. I'm the president this year, right? So all the past presidents and all the people on the board get the same email I get, and of course, they all forward it to me just in case I didn't get it.
Nice.
Oh,
is it an age thing? Yeah.
Yeah, and they also put 2 spaces after a period.
Well, is that why we've got Joe in the background with the printers? Next, he's going to fax this.
That's his 1990s green screen.
Old printer. I got kicked out of the original office I used, and I'm like, I'll use this one. What?
I made a meme.
Yes.
Over dial.
I have a little fax paper over here.
Yeah, and it's not the newer paper one. It's the heat,
the
one.
Thermal.
Yeah. So
it is.
Well, the sad part is when I got into my industry, we would order a credit report and it would come over the fax.
Yeah.
Where to now it's like that.
Yeah. Well, you think about how much things have changed, but
I know we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, but I saw a post before we got there and it was talking about, are you Are you manipulative or are you persuasive in your selling? And I'm thinking, is anybody manipulative these days?
Only if you don't have to come back and see that customer again. If you're selling them, there are people, for example, I just saw a video of somebody that Sam Taggart called out, and it was about there are people selling roofing. They're like, "Oh, your report came across my desk," and they're like, "What report?" And so there are still people who, if they're selling a one-time product and they don't need to build a relationship, that will try and manipulate. Yes, but should they? No.
Yeah. Well, I also saw that a while back. Everybody was saying, not everybody, but the two people you guys know were saying that Zig Ziglar was manipulative the way he sold. I don't see that. I see that with a relationship. Yeah,
absolutely.
The only way of selling is how it should still be.
Right. But the bottom line is, what's the difference between manipulation, right? Or if you're actually persuasive, is the intent.
Correct.
Exactly.
Right. Who are you focused on? Manipulation. I'm focusing on me getting a deal and I don't care about you. Right. And so the other one, I can be persuasive because I believe it's in your best interest to have this product service.
Well, you're helping them also get what they want to get already. You're just helping them get there because they want to buy what they're there for. So you're helping them persuade them for that, not to get it that they didn't even want to get it in the first place. That's manipulative.
Correct.
Well, and Joe comes from an industry where people are very hesitant right off the bat. So if you use manipulative tactics, people will walk. So for those who don't know, Joe's background is how long in the automotive industry?
24 years.
Yeah. So you've kind of seen it all the speakers come through, with different tactics, probably from Tom Hopkins to, you name it. You've probably had people walk through the door and talk about, oh, I've got this secret sauce nobody else has. And once you say this, you're going to lock people down immediately. And that's just not the reality of how it works.
There's no such thing as a magic close that closes every deal. Right. And a close isn't an end result. The close is a bunch of things you're doing to either highlight an objection or move the sale forward.
Yes.
And nobody gets that. They go, no, it's step number 8 on my 10 steps to a sale. And you're like, no, it's not. It's like, okay, now I got to close. And it's like, stop it.
And one of the reasons that we brought you on today is it's not just that you're in automotive, but it's you have to stand out in any industry. So that's one of the things we kind of shifted focus. Last year, it was focused a lot more on sales. What are things to learn? This year, it's more about how do you get your name out there? How do you become the known quantity? How do you brand yourself is the popular term for it. But you and I were talking before this that you're doing some interesting things this year for additional.
Hold on, before we go there, I want to go back a little bit.
Sure.
So you were talking about sales, at the car dealerships have changed. No, they still. So my wife was looking for a Lexus RX 350 brand new one. She went and looked at the Lexus dealer here in town, and the young kid was like, and she knew exactly what she wanted. Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, she got me. Come on. Anyway, move on to the next story. Anyway, so she tells the guy exactly what she wanted. Right. And he goes, oh, I think we got one in the back, and I'll bring it out so you can look at it. She wasn't ready to do it. Brings it out. It's not what she wanted. The interior is different. He totally pretty much lied through the transaction. And she's like, this is ridiculous. She wasn't ready to buy, but she wanted to look at it. So she ended up going over to Oakland to do it. And come to find out, both dealerships are owned by the same person. And then she came back when they were doing stuff, and the guy was like, why didn't you buy here? And she explained to them why. And they were like, oh my God, who was that guy? And the guy walked right by her, that guy. And it's like, you don't need to do that. People, they come on a lot because they know people research so much stuff these days. They know what they want. The question is, do you have what they need, or how can you get it? He could have called the other dealership and said, hey, I need that car. Can you send it down?
Yeah.
Or can she come look at it? Lost the sale.
Yeah.
Well, lost the relationship. Right.
Right. Well, again, but the answer is, what was he doing? He had one that he knew was close, and then he went to go see. Because again, most people switch from what they say they have to have. Right. And so again, he could have been honest and said, I don't have that in stock, and let her go someplace else. But
no, she would just she's just looking for what the material looked like to make sure that's exactly what she wanted. But the way he did it just totally turned him off from not coming back there.
Right.
you know, and it was okay to say, I don't have it, it's fine. And then she would have said, okay, well, this is what I'm looking for. When do you think you can get it? Or can you get it?
Mhm.
But he also stated that it was a quantity that was very hard to get, that particular item. And there's a lot of people waiting. There was 30 at the other lot.
Yeah, that doesn't work out well when you have
his
more than one
management staff just didn't order RXs, which is the #1 selling Lexus that's out there.
No,
Yes.
they sold the, you know, it's Modesto. They don't have a ton. How many people are
No.
coming there, you know, for, you know, that one vehicle? But over in Oakland, they have to service a lot of people, so they're gonna have a lot more over there. That's just how that works. But I'm just getting that's more of a manipulative, trying to get them to buy what they had, not what they wanted.
Well, he's making it about him and making the sale instead of what's the customer ultimately want.
Well, in all, again, I'm not going to defend them because I just say, great, now I have a potential client to go call. Right.
Yeah. You want their phone number?
Training for it to be right. Yeah. So not that guy's phone number, but the issue that we have currently in the automotive space is that everybody who got hired in during COVID, right? I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word on the show, but when they got hired in, it was, that's the one I have. Right. When you get there and go, I want to buy this, they're like, it's that one or that one. That's the only ones we have. Right.
And it's going to cost you 20 grand more. Which one did you want?
Right. But the issue is that that's how this group of salespeople were taught. And so their answer is go get the car, bring it up. That's the one you have, deal with it. And it's like, and you go, okay. And right now the industry is going back to hey, wait a second, people have a choice. Do we have to go back to selling? Do we have to go back to, you know, actually building value in a product? And it's like 93% of all people have done research on the dealership and the car before they ever walk on the lot. Right. There's still some boomers out there that just show up to see what it looks like. But
how does that
so
go
that
for
we
you?
don't, in case somebody has a bad opinion of the automotive industry, Joe does way more than automotive. That just happens to be one of your top tiers of clients, right? So
correct.
You've gone and worked for helping do sales for events. You've done sales for companies, moving companies. So that's why you got the nickname the sales genius is while you have a longer background in automotive, you've done sales across a litany of industries.
Right. Well, once you get, you know, in the battlefield of car sales, right, where everybody ranks you just below an attorney as far as socially acceptable, right? They're like, oh yeah, no, I don't like you. But when you look at that and say, okay, if you've learned it there, then the principles will go across into other industries, and you have a lot less resistance in other industries because most people don't walk in with I'm ready to fight because of how bad the car business used to be. And so, but yeah, I do software sales, you know, SaaS companies. I do video gaming companies. I coach them on sales and go through how to get people to do that. But I love taking virtual prospects and getting them to buy things.
And you have a podcast. So since we've been talking about in 2024,
is this like Build 'em Up Day or something?
Yeah,
no, just talking about beyond automotive because that's the thing that I like. About Joe.
Do you have I'm sorry. Do you have a script over there? I didn't get that same script.
I do. Yes, I do. Yeah.
It's all right.
He always likes to build up everybody. Oh, they're amazing. He's really good at what he does.
Because I don't want people to automatically think, oh, it's not automotive, so I'm going to drop.
That's not what we're talking. That was just in general, because not that he doesn't look like he's in a sales office for automotive.
I know, but we're almost 15 minutes in and we've only talked about cars, so we got to
and a printer that's like for 50, 60 years old. Yeah.
But have you seen the new DocuSign desks?
Yes.
Those are amazing.
We tried them out when DocuSign came out. We were on the pilot program. And so it's just your whole desk is an iPad.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's like 75 grand or something. They're not cheap.
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But I mean, I go, can you just drop a TV down there and do the same thing? I'm just kidding.
Well, when I flip the product video around and slide it in front of you, that's more impressive. Can't do that on TV.
No,
you got to time it right with pressing play. Yeah.
You really look at now, we're living in the day and age of what Star Trek showed years ago, right? With a little iPads that you walk around with, phones that you can do everything. Everything's touchscreen. All the things that we used to see in movies and television 20, 30 years ago is our daily life today. Now, we still haven't figured out flying cars, but technology-wise, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but you have the
Star
goggles
Trek was
now for the
70
holiday.
years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, wow. Thanks for that.
Right. It came out in the 70s, or, so you start adding, that's 30 plus 20, 50 some years. Yeah.
I can tell you because, I was born in the 70s. Not like you old people.
Right.
Ouch. I'm not that much older than you, old man.
I know, but I can still say it for at least
now let's get into
what
what
got enough grade to say we're experts, though.
That's right. We've been around long enough to see what I look at is I've sold everything, I've done everything, and I've sold many different ways. The best way to sell is just like we've been talking about. Just tell them how it is and just truthful with their people and walk them down a path that you want to go. You don't need, okay, this is my first one, second, third, and whatever. You need a script, but you need to learn the script so you don't have to go back to, okay, what was I on? That was number 5. What's 6? Yeah. Right. I mean, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
I mean, it does.
Well, here's what's interesting about scripts, and that is, Joe, what have you done with automation?
So with the help of AI, which has to be mentioned on every show, I believe now. Right.
It's in the name of the show these days. Yeah.
Right. So what I've done as far as automating myself is I took everything that I train people on and put it into training bots. And so now I can leave myself at the company where I've trained them to continue on. And it will actually, we did a case study where we went in and said, guess what? Customers reach out to you over the internet. You've got to send back a response. You've got to try to get them engaged with you. But when the person goes, what's up, and sends it back, and that's your salesperson or your customer relations person, that customer doesn't get a very favorable image of your company at that point in time. So I built these bots. I got a generalized sales one for, real estate, mortgage, all of these people, and then also the automotive bot. And so this one will help your team by they can go in and ask a question, but more importantly, they can take a customer's email, drop in the email and say, can you write me a reply to this email? And then it's as if I wrote it for your team. And so now all of a sudden it comes up. And then what we noticed was we said, okay, now it's going to be a total crutch for everybody. It's going to get, it's get to the point. At one location, I swear I answered every single internet request that came in. All they did was just go copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And I'm getting all these questions back going, what? And then all of a sudden it just started dwindling. And then I sent my trainer back in and I said, okay, go back in and go in there. And she says, no, they use it when they need it now, but all of their communications are better because they had to read the communication to go copy and paste it in. And now they're starting to talk the way that you would be talking to a customer. And now it's just elevating. And these people are 19, 20, 21-year-olds having conversation with, older crowds that are coming in to spend money. And they're like, we like this place. Yeah, because why? We sound better. We look better as far as what are we representing ourselves as online.
Well, it's because they don't know how to write. They never did any of that kind of stuff in school.
No. They're still doing BRB, right, to the customer. Do you have this available? And they're like, BRB. And you're like, no, we don't do that.
You don't just send emoticons? That's it? No?
Yeah. In real life, RL?
Yeah.
I mean, no, we only talk on the phone.
When you're sitting face to face with somebody and they go LOL, and I'm like, no, that stands for laugh out loud. That is just
laugh.
Yeah, you should laugh.
It's just like inside voice. No, text only. That's only for keyboards.
No, I mean, even my younger daughter, who's worse at all this, started using ChatGPT to answer emails to her bosses and everybody else. And what a huge difference that's changed everything in her life, because we don't know. I mean, everything I do goes through some type of AI before I send it out.
Right. My wife has her own business and she has to submit applications to companies to be accepted to go in and sell her products. And it's always, Joe, here's the link to the application, fill it out, right? Make it sound really nice so that we get accepted. And I get accepted a lot. And then I made her go through one of my ChatGPT for beginners classes. And now I have free time That's another way AI opened up time. My wife's over there going, boom, sits it. She redid her whole website, product descriptions, everything with ChatGPT. But she says, this is great. It's like on-demand Joe. I get all this stuff. And she's like, another one accepted me. Another one accepted me. And the person's like, we didn't have space for you, but what you wrote was so great that we're opening up a space for you. And I'm like, yep, you just got to leverage the technology.
And take out the standard phrases.
Oh, yeah. Please remove anytime it says, I hope this email finds you well. All right. Delete the first sentence off of anything you have AI make you. Yeah.
Right. Then it also does that. What's that other word it does with a D constantly? Anyway, I'll remember while we're talking.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a bunch of things that it automatically says in everything you do. It just adds it in.
I wonder if it just knows you better.
My older ones.
The D.
Yeah. The D. Yeah, the D. Yeah. No, it was like divide. Anyway.
Yes. Derived.
Devise. Yeah. Who knows?
Yes.
Anyway, but it's a nice way.
He's even my ChatGPT right now.
I'm going to right now. I'm going to. Brian is.
I'm trying to.
No, because I do all my. My staff has to do letters of explanation, right? And so when the underwriter goes, okay, we need this letter of explanation, so they just take what the underwriter says, drop it in there, add in what the information was, add this into all this, and it makes this a beautiful letter of explanation. And then just have to have a client sign. And the client's like, wow, that's a nice letter, instead of how it used to be, horrible. Yeah.
And I've also taken too, because again, we all go to events, we all are participants in masterminds and things like that. But there's times you have a question you want to get answered. And so to me, I'm really connect with what Alex Hermosi says and how he delivers his message. Brian and I got to meet him and before he was Alex Hermosi.
Yeah.
He was just a guy with really bad stick figure drawings on the wall. But when we look at it, I'm like, oh, that resonates. You get the $100 million leads, $100 million offers and things like that. And so I just downloaded the books. I took the books and upload them into a bot. And then I just ask Alex my questions. And I'm like, I need help. Like I go in and go, hey, I need to create an offer. And then it comes back, okay, well, tell me about the business. And then I'm like, okay, here's my business. This is what we do. And it goes, okay, let's start with this. Boom, boom. It's like, what do you have? And then I build out with this one-on-one mentor of mine that isn't real, that can actually go through and help, right? In the same context I do for sales companies.
You just need to go buy
somebody like, somebody, just by the way, it's somebody like Alex Hermosi is what you're
correct,
saying.
Right.
Correct.
And this is not real. It's just for entertainment purposes as well,
Yeah,
right?
the Alex next thing we know, we got a cease and desist from some attorney.
Yes. But again, leveraging so that's one of the things too, right? So I've been putting
I think there might be a copyright somewhere in that book.
There may be. Yes. It didn't download when I downloaded it. It was strange. So but I look at it, but I'm allowed to take the book and go through it. I just had somebody else read it for me. I had a computer read it for me.
Stop while we're ahead. Move on.
Yeah. So one of the things too, like, so again, on my show, I'm at like 160 episodes, right? And so this was several years back because I do it once a week. So you guys are ambitious. You do twice a week. But when you look at that, I'm like, man, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know. I just put it up there, right? Yeah. And you look and go, okay, what do we tell everybody? Don't be perfect. Just get it done. And so now when I look at it, and then I started leveraging people, right? So that's the VA. I was like, what can I do where I can spend a small amount of money to get a big impact that won't take my time? So if I figure what my time's worth minus their time, that becomes ROI. And I look at it and I'm like, okay, how do I do this? So then I get a guy who's an expert on YouTube. And I'm like, I need help with my YouTube channel because when I search for me on the incognito browser, so it doesn't know anything about me, I don't find me. And the guy comes back and goes, well, your SEO is wrong. You need to do this, And I'm like, I don't want to run ads. And he's like, no. You just need to be more search relevant. And I'm like, okay. And so then I go back in, I give it to him. He starts fixing things and he starts taking this stuff. And I'm like, start with the most recent and tweak it how it needs to be tweaked. But if you realize you need to be, your copy needs to be written in a way that it triggers as a relevant source for that, right? Prior to, focusing on my YouTube channel, I had the Badger commercials, which was car commercials, and they back in the day, but they were never online. It was just somebody took a VCR and taped the commercials and put them all together. And it's this little badger badgering people on a car lot.
Mhm.
And so, but I was the number one based on the description I wrote in it from a car guy perspective, put on there. But then I get flagged from YouTube that says you can't monetize because you have you're getting views like 100,000 a week, right, on this video, because you didn't tweak it, change it, or modify it enough to be relevant. I didn't know any of this. I'm just going, hey, we got a lot of views. This is great. I didn't have subscribers, but I had views.
Yeah.
And so then I pay this guy. He goes in and from another country, so it's still leveraging someone else's pay scale versus mine, and then put it in there. And all of a sudden, I'm at like 7,000 subscribers now. And my view count is going crazy because the videos can be found. And so you have the content, you have the stuff out there that makes you relevant in your market. But again, as Brian had mentioned in the beginning, we're about how do we stand out in our crowd now? How do we become the obvious choice? And so that was one of those things where I was like, I'm going to let him do this. And the content's already there. You know what I mean? It's already there. And then I have another company that I work with that runs one of my episodes on my YouTube channel live 24/7. So I can get the people on the other side of the world, because people will watch a live video that's playing, not necessarily will they dig through your repertoire of 160 episodes or the picture of you playing with your kid and dog kind of thing.
And they also want them shorter. They want them 3 to 5 minutes. You need to have shorts. There's so many other things you need to do. But one of the biggest things about you're talking about SEO is it's the same problem with websites. People make websites and they're not SEO. They call them SEO friendly, which means it doesn't do shit. And that's the problem. And we had a person on last week and she went through mine, and there was a lot of stuff that was never, first of all, it was slow. So I fixed that since then, because there's a lot of stuff you can do to optimize it and get it to go fast. Mine's 105% faster than it was before because of some things. But it's just, I was shocked that people, when they create websites, don't go out and get the key phrases that you need that are important to what you do. She looked at one the other day. It was sales. She checked out a keyword for it. Was a sales speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're looking for sales speakers. 150 people a week look for a sales speaker. And you could just add that on into your website to where people will come to you. So your website will come up because of how you do it. It's not having a domain that matches it. But it's just amazing that we were never taught this stuff, or people don't tell us, or people who create websites don't do it.
Right. Yeah. You spend a lot of money to get a great site, but then you don't bother to tweak it so it can be found. So you have the best mobile home in the mobile home park instead of having a mansion on the cliff, right? They don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought another application. So in leveraging this with the 100+ videos, I told the YouTube guy, start here, start with the most recent and work your way back. Then I took my virtual assistant and I gave her access to a software product called Taja, Taja. I get it on AppSumo. And so I buy the lifetime from that one. But that one goes in, reviews the video, and provides you what should you do. For all I know, that's what the other guy's doing, using that product, right, to do it. So then I leverage her at her pay scale. She goes in and she started on the oldest ones to come up. So now I'm getting old videos that are starting to get traction and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, find the new ones, find the old ones. Let's just, keep the views going and getting me out there.
What was the name of that software?
Taja, Taja.
Okay.
Do you have a link for it at all?
If you join AppSumo now,
mm-hmm.
then you can go there and type in Taja. That's the referral link. We have to actually call that out. This video has this. Yes. So, but yeah, so you use that and it's going to give you maximum visibility for your video in the realm of what people are looking for.
Right.
And then I also use like TubeBuddy. I don't know if you guys have heard
I got
that.
TubeBuddy
that forever.
So I use TubeBuddy to help me find where I will rank well in the keywords So when you go to put the hashtags in, and it goes, well, if you did this hashtag, I suggest this one, you'll rank number 12, right? You'll rank number here.
I don't use it. I go and just look and say, because I'm lazy, I go, what's my view count? That's all I log in and use.
Yeah, but you also got to put keywords in there. There's so much you got to do that we don't. We create it, we cut it up, we put it there, and we go, okay, that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at mine now. Like it says, oh, you don't have tags. Your tag length isn't enough.
Yeah, well, that's important. All that's important.
Yeah.
I luckily had a guy full time who helped me set it up originally, so a lot of stuff I can do right away. However, I am looking for somebody to do more of my other stuff. But the problem is we get so many people hitting us up about your thing's not doing SEO or your thing's not doing this. And some of the people I know were like, I get so much business from that because they'll set them up for $200 a month or $300 a month and they won't do anything. And then I get them.
Right. Then they come to me and actually get results. Yeah. So, but you've already set the threshold to pay $200-300. So if you're going to pay $300 for nothing, my $500 sounds like a deal because you get something. Yeah. But so I do that. And then, but also like I'll use ChatGPT for my show introductions.
Mm-hmm.
And so I take the bio of the person, I'll put it in, but I also I have a great prompt, but I tell it, give me three thought-provoking questions for the speaker. Mm-hmm. And give me the appropriate tags for YouTube, relevance, and SEO, and make sure it's written as far as SEO for the person's name, the show name, right, and the topic. And then it writes all that. Yeah.
A lot of people understand your title needs to have keywords in it and all the other stuff. There's so much.
It's got to be less than 75 characters. And so I have it in the prompt saying it has to be less than 75 characters. It doesn't always pay attention to that, but it's there. So
I mean, because if you use Cast Magic, like that's great for after the fact, but it comes up with keywords, but that's not searchable keywords that are giving, people are out there looking for. Those are just keywords that you've come up with it. So if you use those keywords, it doesn't mean those are ranking well.
Correct. Yeah. That's where I go to TubeBuddy to say, okay, what's ranking? Cause I'm never taking 500 spaces for the tags. Right. But then if you go back to TubeBuddy and start clicking on it, all of a sudden it goes, if you did this one, you'll rank number 10, right? It's got the little flag on the end of it. It's like, you'll be number 10 in this video category. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe that is relevant, but I'm still not going to go click on Andy Elliott's sales video
but I also think it needs to be relevant to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Amen.
Sometimes people will click that tag and it had nothing to do with it. And then you're in the tag prison for doing a tag and not really talking about that in your video. So you got to be careful there too. And
YouTube's AI is going to match your tags to what's been said in the video how many times, kind of deal. And so, but yeah, I use that one. But one of the things I found to free up a lot of my time is on AppSumo as well. It's called HireVire, and I don't know if you guys are recruiting people or doing anything else, but HireVire. So HireVire is one I'd use because my clients go, oh, I need a salesperson. Hey, I need a rep for this. I need an SDR. I'll need these things. And I'm like, okay. So I paid one time and bought the software. Now I go in, create it. It's got an AI job description maker in it, things like that. And I click it. And again, I bought it once. Then it goes out to things like, it goes over to 100 job boards. And it'll go to Indeed, it'll go to Monster, it'll go to ZipRecruiter, where I was paying $600 a month for Zip alone, right? And then what I found was a much better quality pool of people with LinkedIn jobs, which I had never used them before. But this software is connected to that and connected to Google Jobs and does all that. And then I get a lot more applicants coming back with that are more qualified people. But I'm doing one ad and it goes to 100 boards and comes back.
Well, the problem with hanging out with Joe or Robbie is you end up buying so many different softwares, even if they're one-time use. I'm like, wait, what did I buy last week? Why did I buy it again?
But no,
it's like $40. Yeah.
The whole LinkedIn is so much better than it used to be, and it's such a place you have to be on more than anything else. It is. Out of all the places, it's the most professional for what you're trying to do. That's how I do.
Well, I look at it and say those are the people that have money, right? Because it's not the social site; it's the hey, let's talk. It's like a networking event for business people. and then you go in. Now you will get spammed to death.
Oh yeah,
of course. With the hi, is it okay if we talk? Oh my goodness, your page looks so amazing. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but
I hope. Good evening. I hope I can hide you. The one that drives me nuts.
What do you do? What do you do?
What? Yeah, that's exactly. Love your stuff. What do you do? Yeah.
Right.
I can help people. What do you do?
At least Instagram will filter out the DMs, but it is funny because I like when it's the same girl's picture, but it's 5 different things, and they all say like ghosting sucks. I'm like, yep, every day, every day.
That's exactly who you are. Yes.
Yeah, bumping this up. Well, if I ignored you the first time, I don't know what you're bumping up because we never had a conversation. I just deleted you.
True statement.
So, in addition to adding software, we talked about this before we got started. Is much like Ed, Joe, what you do is you find all these new different softwares. Well, we offended Ed, but so like you brought up Creatorland, you sent me a message. I'm like, oh, this looks like spam. Let me make sure that it's legitimate. So you're good about, and Ed said he was already familiar with it. When a new software comes out, you go out and you grab your name as soon as possible.
Yeah, I learned that from Steve Sims, who said when we were having dinner one day, and he was like, "You have to get this. You have to get that." Yes, Brian, to your question. But overall, yeah, the answer is go get your name because you don't know what's going to take off, right? And now go look at most people's name when they're on Instagram, which became huge, right? Yeah. And you look, and I'm like, so like in Facebook, I have Joseph Ingram is Facebook because I hadn't identified as only Joe at that point. And that's my name, right? And I was like, man, I wish I would have grabbed Joe Ingram instead of Joseph Ingram because no one's searching for Joseph Ingram. And then again, but on Instagram, you have to go add the underscores, right? All of these things change because most people are there. So as soon as I find one, like there was another one that came out the other day that I haven't seen a hell of a lot of people on, which is called Laps, right? And it's a spin-off from an Instagram variation where you just go put up pictures and send things back and forth. So it's just like, oh, look, we're going to send a picture. So then it takes the picture and then puts it in the dark room like a Polaroid. Then you got to wait for the Polaroid and then to go send it out.
Well, you got me onto a Clubhouse during the pandemic, and that was huge in terms of, it's funny now, Sloan Reed, who we've met, other people, we're all people met via Clubhouse that I'd never met in real life. And with Clubhouse, for anybody who was never on it, it was like having a conference call and a virtual event put together where you could, quote unquote, have a stage and you could invite people up to speak. But
yes, I spoke on 3 stages on Friday. Shut up. You were in an app and got brought up to talk. You get to turn on
and all you could do was originally you couldn't even put your LinkedIn. So you had to have your own profile, and eventually they let you link out to Instagram, not LinkedIn.
Right.
But they would let you put your Instagram profile on there. But man, that's what got me through the pandemic of not being able to go out and see people. But it's interesting because even last week in Nashville, I met someone. They're like, I think we're in the same groups, in the same rooms on Clubhouse. I'm like, God, I haven't been on Clubhouse in 1.5 years, 2 years.
Right.
But
that was so in 2020.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
it was definitely.
Right, and it was because I was in a mastermind group that I found out about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we were stuck at home.
Yeah.
For 3 months, a lot of us were stuck at home, and then I wasn't because the whole industry blew up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, me just because I went to my office and said I don't care.
Yeah. Well, see, I found out this about Uber driver. So my wife's like, "Did you know if you were an Uber driver, you could go get the shot and be out?" I'm like, "What?" So 20 minutes later, I was an Uber Eats driver, and I was able to go get my shot, and then I could go to work. California was restrictive up here to a certain point.
Big time.
It was it was interesting times. Like I said, Clubhouse really popped, and then several other platforms tried to duplicate. I think LinkedIn had a version of it for a little bit. Twitter tried, but I don't think any other audio only platform really took off.
No,
the way Clubhouse did.
No, because you could just listen. You didn't have to have a video on you or whatever. You could just sit there doing other things. And once we went back to work, everybody, it was going to fail because you can't just sit there all day listening.
Right. And there's another one that I jumped on too. And I was going to say, it was so funny the day that it actually worked. So There's one called Intro, right? And so on Intro, you go in and create your own profile like that, and you say what you're an expert in, and then people go and book time with you, and you set it up based on 15-minute increments that can do it. And so, but you can go pay for a top expert, right, and get their time for you. And so, and again, it's all business related in most of them. But I looked at it, and all of a sudden I get a message that says, hey, you have someone paid $50 to spend 10 minutes with you, right, on this app. And I'm like, what? And I was like, I joined it so that I have my name in there. But when I got it, I was like, okay. And the guy's like, I have this product. Huh?
It's a peep show app.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
With the shirt on or shirt off.
Right. Yes. I'm like, am I on this side of the hole in the wall, or which side do I go? Yes. So, and the fact you guys know what I'm talking about is wrong.
Yeah, it's totally wrong in that you just said.
Yeah. There's copyright somewhere. Oh no, that was the other.
There's no copyright on that one.
But yeah,
all right, we've been here for 40 minutes. Is there anything we want to hit?
Yeah, I want to jump over. So much like, whoa, I clicked on the wrong one. Let me go back to the banners instead of where I meant to go. I just left the whole stage. The other thing, Joe also has War Games Wednesday. So you've got the other parts that you're working on, right? You've got the dealerships you work with. Sorry, I'm copying over so you can tell I'm multitasking here.
Yeah.
All right. So on Wednesdays, you got War Games group. And what is War Games?
War Games is a group that I put together for sales, for people to get together and talk about sales in any industry. But most salespeople, when you talk to them back my way and on up, they believed it was a battle to get the money from the prospect. And so I went with War Games. Why? Great movie at the time, right? I get to take enough of that short thing says, do you want to play a game? I get that in the intro, right? Without copyright violations. And so when I look at that, I was like, this is a great way. When you get in, we'll talk about what it really is. But I'll go with the standard perception that you're going to fight with somebody to get their money and come in. So War Games group, it's the group that you go to, you end up getting, sales training, you get information, we work on sales, marketing, branding, mindset, and attitude. And that's what we go through. And then I bring in guests as guest trainers to come in because most people get tired of listening to the one guy. So
that's why we have two.
Right.
Or
so much
today.
Easier that way.
Or three.
Yeah. But that's what I put. I put that out and I give it to you and you can be part of the group. It's a paid group. And then if it's somebody other than me, then it's live on YouTube and other ones. The group itself only gets my training that I'm doing as opposed to LinkedIn and other things. So
perfect.
All right.
Well, as Ed said, we've been here for 40 minutes. Thank you for being our joker for today. Ed, you want to take us out? Nope. Okay, I will. I don't care.
I'm going to say, Brian, why don't you take us out like a dot matrix printer?
That's
Come on,
right.
baby. Let's go.
I'm slow.
We're going to be here for like 20 minutes for a print. Print me a picture.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Ed Parcaut. Joe, thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate you stepping in to be the joker. It's nice to get to talk, know more about you and also know what you've put out there today for us. We really appreciate that. Brian, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you being here. It's really difficult to have co-hosts that mesh. It's a unique situation to be able to do that. And because I do a lot of podcasting, I can tell you it's really unique to be able to have a co-host that actually you guys get along and we can actually do stuff together. So thank you for being here, Brian. All right, make it a great day. If you like what we do here, just subscribe to the YouTube channel Aces53, and we'll be back on Tuesday because we're here every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. Brian, what's that time where you are?
Central for me. Noon.
Yeah, that'd be noon. All right.
It's a nooner for me whenever I get to join you guys. How's that?
That's wrong. But anyway,
why did he say you guys? It's just you. Normally, come on.
Yeah. All right. Make it a great day. Thanks for being here. And thanks for watching. Bye.